Right, here I am, battle-maged up, punching well above my weight, trying to get hold of an Ascendant Conduit weapon. I think the lowest level one that drops is 40, so I won't be able to use it for a bit, but there's some good XP down here. Do me a favour and Conduit, there it is. That's one, Ascendant Conduit, that's the thing I want. Right. Shame about the affixes on it, they're not great. Well, let's compare this with the thing I've got. So, it's not that, that's an authority. There it is, right. Okay. So there's all sorts of different ones. Let's have a look at them all. Celestial Presence, Haven and some other thing. Ascendant Source, I got 2 of them. Necro and Occultist stuff on that one. But this is 40, see that's good, that's the lowest level they'll drop at. So that's doing fire damage and... I think the of Scorching is handy because it's added fire damage, which is good. 136%, so that'll buff my level 5 component no end. The cold damage is part of it, I believe. And... +3 to Olexras, so I'm getting +2 to Olexras on that Spectral Bludgeon. The Frozen Core and the Trojan stuff I'm not using. It's +1 second duration to Olexras, and that is doing a -1 second skill recharge to Olexras, but it is adding fire damage, cold damage and health to Maven's Sphere of Protection, which is this. So that thing, which is just defending me, all of a sudden contributes some damage buffs. So I think overall, plus that thing's got fire damage and cold damage on it, flat, which it will add to the Fireball, because Fireball takes a weapon, takes percentage. If you have a look at, where's Fireblast down here? Oh, what's it got on it? 20-something% mainland damage. So if you look at what that's actually doing, although it's a fireball, it's doing physical damage it's getting off the weapon, cold damage that it's getting off the weapon, that the weapon's getting off various buffs, frostburn and burn. So that Fireblast is doing a whole pile of stuff because that weapon is getting buffed with other things, specifically the things on, where is it, Iskandras. So anything on Iskandras, that elemental damage is getting added in. And also I've got that is adding a whole bunch of cold damage to Iskandras. So that's adding cold damage to Iskandras. Iskandras is adding that cold damage straight onto the weapon attack. And a certain percentage of that weapon attack is getting added onto that. So that's a roundabout way of, you look at that and you think, you're picking up flat damage on something that's buffing a skill. The skill's buffing the weapon's buffing Fireblast. Fireblast is becoming more and more powerful. I can't use that until I'm level 40. So what I'll do is level up to 40 and equip the damn thing. In a roundabout way. Well, I'm back. As you can see, level 43. I got a bit carried away. This is just a great character. It's hilarious to play. I've got that conduit thing I was talking about earlier. I've got an upgraded Wradlith shield. I've got the casque that converts adds 50% weapon damage to Warcry, and I've got these things. Now most of this stuff's target farmable. I'll show you where this stuff comes from. It's very easy to get. A few things to toggle on. So I ditched. I'll show you the stuff I ditched, so you know what the route was, the progression route with gear. There's a couple of old Wradlith shields knocking around there. Right, so the stuff I was using, the Spectral Bludgeon, that's easy farmable, same location as the Wradlith shield. Picked up a few things and ditched them. I was using that Nether Crown, but I swapped it over when I got one of those. And that's pretty much, yeah, a lot of that stuff. Oh yeah, for some reason I thought that had something that was useful, but I didn't check. I went and got one and thought, no, not really. It's alright if you're doing a necro and you want to do massive cold damage rather than anything else. Anyway, where's that other helmet gone? I got there, that thing, right. So you've got choices. I'm still on the level 5 Searing Ember, and this Fireblast down here that it's doing is doing a considerable amount of damage, because anything that adds flat damage which goes onto that weapon, you get 20% main hand damage. Okay, so your Fireblast does 20% main hand damage. Your Tsunami does 27% main hand damage, right? So anything you've got that does attack damage converted to health, it's going to take that weapon damage and take a percentage of that. So it's not a massive amount of attack damage converted to health. It's better than nothing. Plus you'll get it on Warcry because that's got weapon damage added into it as well. Right, so the Wradlith shield I covered in the previous video. That comes from, you go to Arcovian Foothills, head slightly to the east and go into the cave, work your way around inside that spiny cove or spine cove or something until you find Barros Wradlith, and then you kill him over and over until he drops that shield. I got loads of them. He drops them quite frequently, and it buffs Olexra's Flash Freeze and Iskandra's Elemental Exchange, which is great. That thing, that's brilliant. That's the upgrade to that chilled bludgeon thing. Right, so I will show you my farming route for that conduit, and it's dead easy. Well, it's dead easy if you've got a merit. This is why I'm going to push this as an alt, a really good alt character. Once you've got as far as Elite Forgotten Gods on any character, get a merit, do this. This is a barrel of laughs. So you go up to Malmouth Outskirts Rift, and you're looking for these human-looking caster guys. Hopefully you'll get you'll get a elite boss-looking one if you're lucky. He'll usually drop a load of stuff. Right, he's dropped a source, not a conduit, but that's okay. It's fine. That thing's not so good. Actually, I don't care about that. I'll just run past it. Let's pick up all this stuff that he's dropped. There's more of them up here. Right, so you take them out. Don't worry about anything else. You're just looking for that conduit. That's all you're interested in. So you kill them just up from that rift. Come into this building and there'll be some more. Right, so if they don't drop it, just immediately nip across to Crown Hill. Like I said, if you've got a merit, you can just do this straight away. Come down here. This is the best place I've found to do this. There's a load of them in here. I'll talk about the skills and devotions and how I've got everything set up in a minute. Just want to see if I can get a conduit to drop. Doesn't look like it, does it? It's a bit unfortunate. There's some more down here. See, there's loads of these idiots running around. In any chest you see, open it. Right, and then go and kill Valexteria, because she does drop some decent stuff, and if you get a good roll on her armour of a particular type, it's pretty good. I haven't got it yet, but I'll keep on trying. Yeah, that skill's not ready. Get in there, that'll do. See that fissure that's underneath him? I'll explain all that in a minute. Right, Valexteria's in there, so should be able to take her out with a little problem. She can be nasty when she drops that massive meteorite on your head, but alright, she's not playing. She's not playing games, not playing ball with me today. She's not dropping her stuff at all. Doesn't matter. There's a few more of these guys up here. I got one that dropped a double rare, not the conduit, the source, which is like a, I think it's the vitality version. I'm not sure. There's another one up here. Get up those stairs, you. Out the way. There he is. There's some more up here, look. Oh, Thunderstruck Ascended Conduit of Frostbite. Okay, that might be better than what I've got. I'll have a look. Thunderstruck's not going to be so good because it'll be lightning damage, but depends what other things it's added on. Right, so I got one, so that's all right. It doesn't take long to get these things. Let's just go back down here. So that's the quick farming route for the Ascended Conduit. Let's have a look at the one I've just picked up. It's that one there, I think. Yeah, that one. What I can do with that, you got to be careful doing this because I managed to unattach my devotion skill messing about with this stuff. But once you're aware of it, you're all right. So that one, these other two weren't as good. So if you're not sure, I mean, stick the thing on there, Searing Ember. So when you swap it over, you don't lose that Fireblast, and you can check the damage. 1551, 1590. So my old one's better. So that's better. I'm not surprised because of the off scorching. Right. So far, when I've been leveling up, I've just been putting points into physique. The skills, that's pretty much the same as it was in the original video. The only thing I've done is I haven't put any extra points into that. I've just picked something up. That helmet gives +3 to it. Now, I'll talk about how I figured out what devotions to put on these skills. It took a bit of experimentation to get it working properly. Inner focus maxed, mental alacrity maxed. I'm going to get that maxed because that's adding flat damage to the weapon, which will then end up on here and on Warcry. That's got 1 point in it. I think the +3 for overloads off that helmet. Maybe I'll just stuck 1 point in that for now and maybe put more in there. And I'm going to get Star Pack maxed out. That's just a toggle skill. Mavens is fair enough. So that, I'm not going to go crazy with these skills. I may well stick with just that. Soldier, that will get raised up a bit. I want to get to there. Now, let's talk about why the devotions are set up the way they are and why they work better that way. So I've still got Tsunami on that fireball thing. That works fine. That's going off quite frequently. It's really good having both those things shooting into groups of enemies or whatever. That, I moved that. I had Elemental Storm originally on Olexra's, and it had quite a low chance to go off, and because Olexra just blasts out in a big area, I didn't really have much control over where it was happening. Now I put it on Blitz, and I'll show you why I put it on Blitz. Let's go somewhere where there's a bunch of idiots to attack. Let's go up to Gates of Necropolis. This is a place to go to farm that helmet, so I've been up here quite a bit. So what should happen when I blitz into this guy? Right, that elemental seal's on the ground where I am. Warcry. And then Olexra's. Now what Warcry does is it puts Fissure down. I tried it on Olexra's, and against bosses that are pretty much immune to whatever Olexra's is doing, because it wasn't registering a hit, Fissure wasn't going off. So at the moment, I've not got anything on Olexra's. I've got Fissure on Warcry, and that works. That works a treat. I'll show you that now. I'll walk up to this prat up here and hit him with Warcry. There you go, Fissure underneath him. That happens in boss fights as well. So if you've got a single target and you hit it with Warcry, it gets Fissure go off underneath it. So if you have a look at the chance on that, 100% chance on attack. So if you hit a boss with Warcry, Fissure is going to go off underneath it. Fissure shoots these projectiles out. It says 4 to 5 fragments. They shoot out of that volcano. If that thing is underneath the boss, they all hit him like a flipping shotgun. Alright? Now trust me, that's really good. It is really good. There's Warcry. Okay, Fissure's gone off there. There's Blitz, elemental thing's gone off, and there's Olexra's. I've got another triple rare. I'm getting loads of these that I don't need. Right, so the tactic is Blitz in, that thing goes off, Warcry, here's Fisher, say hello to my... There's another one. I told you, look at that. Another triple rare. I reckon the seed of the game is like, hello, let's have loads of triple rares this session. Possibly. Blitz, Warcry, Olexra's. Anyone left alive? A couple of idiots. The ones that are resistant to cold damage. That was a Fleshwarped Casque. Is that any better than the one I've got? Oh, it's got 48 spirit on it. Oh, nice. Okay, watch this. Watch that go up. That's going to rocket up now with a bit of luck. Yeah. That's that. Anything with 48 spirit. That's just stupid. And it's got 4% spirit on it. What did I lose? Just like 17% elemental damage. Doesn't matter. Because spirit will buff the elemental damage. It will buff energy regen all over the place. That's just crazy. It's a shame it's a cultist, but you know, whatever. Right, let's do this again. Blitz. Oh, okay. Warcry. Hello, say hello to... See, Fisher's right there. And because the thing died that I blitzed into, the elemental storm appeared under somebody else. It's got an 85% chance, which is... It's rare that it doesn't go off. See, it went off under that thing. So that's the 3 attacks I've got. Blitz, Warcry, Olexra's, and then there's my machine gun. And you can just set off Blitz and Warcry whenever you feel like it. In the middle of a fight. See, my health's not particularly great. It's not the strongest survivability character going, but I can fix all that with the soldier skills later. At the moment, I'm not that bothered. Right. So the trick with Totem. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to trigger it, walk back a bit, then I'm going to blitz in, which will put the that elemental storm down. Elemental storm's this thing. It's that. So it's doing burn, frostburn, whatever, a load of elemental damage. So trigger it, rush in with Blitz, that will put that elemental storm down. Then I'll hit Warcry, so it will put a Fisher somewhere close by, shooting all that stuff up in the air. Then I'll hit them with Olexra's, which will knock their fire resistance down by over 100%. Here we go. Click, Blitz, Warcry, Olexra's. And then start mopping up whoever didn't die. Blitz in and take them out again. There you go. So that works, and it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty simple. Yeah, I'm going to finish him off. What I did, I stuck 3 points in that to get... He needed... What did he need? 10 green. I had 7 or something, so I put 3 in there. That gives you 3, but he'll give me 3 when I complete him. So when I complete him, I just take those 3 out, because he will contribute those 3, which will push that up to 14. I'll just take those 3 out there. I might have had 8, I don't know. I've got that thing complete. This is complete. These 2, I don't know about that. If I get something else that gives me green, I might get shot at that later. I don't know. I quite fancy getting that again. That's always a good one for health issues. Then I'm kind of thinking, do I go for Sage? Do I go for that? Sage possibly, I don't know. I might just go a little bit more cold focused with that thing. They both use the same purple and green. So you don't have to go crazy and pick up loads of different colour stuff. Yeah, I've got to figure out what devotional work on Olexra's. I don't know whether to put some kind of healing thing on there. It's a little bit random as to... Because Olexra's isn't much use in boss fights. I tend to keep triggering it. Because my finger's just on that button and I keep pressing it, and energy's not an issue, so it doesn't matter. Warcry. See, Warcry can take stuff out pretty much on its own because it's doing all that weapon damage. It's just no longer just a debuff. Blitz, Warcry, Olexra's spammy shooting skill. Blitz, Warcry, Olexra's. Watch how quickly Wradlith goes down to this now. Yeah. Oh, hang on. It's got a green on it. Keepers. What the hell's keepers? See, what I want is something. I want some kind of Arcanist thing on here that like give me like +5 to Olexra's or something like that. 555 health. Okay. Defensive ability. Physical resist. 13% physical resistance. Alright, you're having a laugh. 13% physical resistance. Sorry I keep saying it over and over. What's it do to my damage? Drops it. Yeah, I think I'll take that. Yeah, fast forward ahead to level 46. Going strong. Got a slight upgrade on that thing, I think. That's good. I went and hardly farmed them. Ran around in Oakton until I got 2 of those living rings dropping. That one's got searing on it, which is halfway decent. Main thing with these is you get random resistances, you get some decent resistances on them, and +3 to Iskandra's elemental exchange, which means it's almost hit the hard cap, which is good. Everything else pretty much as it was just now. What have I done? Grab that thing, reduce target's elemental resistances. Going to complete Spider. I'm making my way down to Blind Sage, which is the same thing I went for on the Elementalist. This is a pretty good one. It's got that elemental damage. That'll be cold and fire. Then I'll grab the crit one. I'll get the cold one this time, and I'll ignore the lightning one, and I'll go straight up there. Right. Let's show how this is doing. Yeah, it's pretty good for a level 5 component. Olexra's is powerful as heck. Might start to drop off a bit in Elite, but we'll see for now. And that's just spamming that Fireblast, which is a component skill. I think Warcry will go through the wall. Yeah, nice. And Olexra's. Cracking. Yeah. See, Warcry's putting that fissure down on that thing. So the method of playing the character hasn't changed. I blitz in. Blitz dumps elemental storm on whatever I crash into, and if that dies it will dump it on something nearby. Then I chuck Warcry on whatever I'm near and it will put fissure under it. If it's a single target, fissure will go underneath it, and then Olexra's, which optionally doesn't affect bosses. Right, so what I do here, I'll wait till he comes out of there. Blitz, Warcry, Olexra's, didn't do much, hit him. Blitz in again, Warcry again. Yeah, knocked him flying. He enjoyed that, I could tell. Now, I'm going to do something that's going to shock a lot of people. I'm going to side with Death's Vigil. And I'm going to side with Death's Vigil because they sell blueprints for craftable belts with +1 to Arcanist on. And that's me, right? So I get that belt on, because the belt I've got on at the moment hasn't got +1 to it. It's alright, but Caimans do a whole load of elemental stuff, but their +1 bouts are demolitionist. So although I won't get anything else out of this, I'm going to side with these boys. There you go. Done it. Yeah, and if I had another character who had sided with Death's Vigil, I'd go and just get the blueprint on that character, but I haven't because it's in a new save slot, and the Elementalist sided with Caimans. Haunted Steel, Blessed Steel. Where's this belt? Death's Cord. There it is. So 24% elemental damage and +1 to all skills in Arcanist and a chance on attack thing. I'm sure I've got something that's converting ether damage to fire or elemental. Where is it? Yeah, see, so a bunch of ether damage will get converted to elemental. So on that belt, that Arcane Blast, some of that 629 to 1076 ether will be converted to elemental, plus it's doing fire damage, chance on attack, and that's any attack, not just weapon attack. Well, I don't do weapon attack, so that's alright. So I've got to be with them, got to be respected with them. So I just got to max out friendly, it won't take long. And as I've mentioned before, the reason why attack damage converted to health works on a spell is because that spell has 20%. What are you looking at, Muppet? That spell has 20% main hand damage, and the Tsunami 28% main hand damage. So that main hand damage is being used to figure out how much attack damage converted to health I get. Warcry has got weapon damage on it, 50%. So all those things will be giving me attack damage converted to health. Yeah, oh, there was another totem. Let's go back and get that. I can see it's just on the edge of the map. Hopefully I can get it. Can I get it? Yeah, there it is. I think one of the things that makes this so much fun is Blitz. Blitz is just, you're not constantly slogging around, walking to wherever. What's going on in here? You're not constantly slogging around, walking to whatever you need to. You can just, like that, look, there you go. Right, how'd you get to that thing down there? Shortcutting it, out of my way. It's knackered my path in now. How'd you get to that? Oh, there's Zaria's journal page one. How'd you get to that thing that's under the... That's where I want to go, down there. There you go. Brilliant. I wonder how difficult Zaria is going to be. I suspect if I can take her out with that fissure underneath her, she should be pretty straightforward. I might have missed one of those notes. I'm not going to bother going back looking for it. I think that was all of them. It's plenty anyway. Right. I'm going to put a rift down just in case Zaria kills me. Take these boys out first. Come down here, you. I didn't use Olexra's because I don't want to. I think it would probably hit Zaria and pull her over here. I don't want to do that just yet. Let's get this sorted out. Where was I going now? Oh, I was just going to put. I'll leave it. I don't want to think about it. Right. Check this out. Yeah, see? That was pretty good. I've had harder fights with her. I'm going to do the same thing to Karroz. I don't care. I reckon I'll survive. Yeah, maybe. Maybe I'll survive. Okay, we are approaching Karroz. I'm going to do this recklessly, because otherwise it would just be tedious. That'll be a reckless Karroz fight. Level 48. Nice. Right, what was I going to do? I had those gloves to swap over. Can't be bothered. Let's go and do him first. Right. Put my escape plan down. Right, so what we're going to do here, everyone should know by now. Blitz, Warcry, Olexras, which does nothing. Shoot him in the face. Blitz, Warcry, run away. Right. No. Yeah, you shout and scream all you like, mate. Have some of that. Yeah. He's not going to get me. You're not going to get me. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. First legendary drop. Of course, it's, you know, it's ideal. It's ideal for my masteries, isn't it? So as we all know, the game completely prioritizes dropping stuff for your masters. So there aren't many things that Olexra's doesn't affect. You can't think, oh yeah, I'm just going to use it in a boss fight. A lot of the bosses aren't affected by it. Yeah, as always, I do like minimalist. I mean, that's pretty Ether crystals interrupted me. What was I saying? Yeah, that's a pretty minimalist set of attack skills, and I've got that component, that level 5 component on there, doing an absolute pile of damage. What's it doing at the moment? Hang on, let's have a quick look. Cold damage, a whole bunch of fire, some lightning, can't help that. It's getting that off that weapon or whatever's buffing it. Frostburn, burns, it's got damage over time. So that level 5 component is doing all that. Right, she's going to be a bit of a nightmare. Stick Fisher underneath her though, and it's all over. Okay, that'll do for this video. What I'll quickly nip through is every level up. I put point into physique, points spent 49. There's a couple from quests, so yeah, I haven't put any into anything else. Cunning, points spent 0. Spirit, points spent 0. Spirit is massive because Arcanist skills buff the heck out of it. Cunning's low, not much I can do about that at the moment. Quickly go through this. Target farmable, showed you where to get that. Living rings, +3 to Iskandras, and whatever resistances you get. You can area farm them, they come from the plants around Ogdenbog. Area target farmable, I crafted that. Boss target farmable, easy to get. Area target farmable, area target farmable, same place as that. Boss target farmable, Soleil Guardian, second boss on the Hidden Path quest. I'm going to get the +1 to Arcanist skills, Death's Cord from Death's Vigil when I get to Respected with them. I can't remember, I think it is, yeah. Respected with them, and I'll get that thing. Probably craft some boots, can probably craft some gloves. So you're only looking at that and that really. Yeah, most of that stuff, target farmable stuff where you can craft it at the blacksmith. I'll craft some stuff. And that is the gear. Skills. Yeah. I went Arcanist first when I started putting points in the soldier. I just wanted to get Warcry. So like flip-flopping them. Chuck off Warcry, chuck off Olexra's. Warcry affects bosses, which Olexra's flash freeze won't. That seems to affect everything I attack. And I've got Fisher on it, 100% chance on attacks. If it's a single target, it will put Fisher underneath it. Fisher then shotguns a whole bunch of fragments into that enemy. It's great stuff. Blitz, mobility, you got Elemental Storm on it, 85% chance, pretty much goes off whatever you charge into. If you kill what you charge into before Elemental Storm has a chance triggering, it will trigger against the nearest available enemy. Fantastic. I'm going to put more points into that, because why wouldn't I? Arcanist, I rushed to Olexra's first, started putting points into that. Got that thing maxed out to help with spirit. That thing maxed out to help with energy costs of skills. Star pack max, look at that frostburn damage. That gets added onto the weapon, and then a percentage of it goes on to Fireblast and Tsunami. So that's cracking. It converts ether damage to cold, converts physical damage to cold. So a whole load of, if I got a skill that does ether damage, it'll get converted to cold damage, which is, cold damage is getting buffed to hell, which is brilliant. Mavens, I think that's a 1 pointer. There's 1 point in that. Coming close to its hard cap of 22 through gear. I think that's possibly a 1 pointer. Probably. So yeah, so you can see the stuff. +3 to Olexra's. +3 to Olexra's. +3, +3. Oh yeah, that does as well. There's another 3 there. So yeah. So there's target farmable stuff that will buff the hell out of Olexra, is easy to get. So that's a good thing to do. Devotions, last but not least. First thing I did was went blue, grabbed that, stuck that on Fireblast. That works really well on Fireblast. That thing's on Blitz. I took it off Olexra's because I was getting weird results. It just wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. I can Blitz into something now and that just triggers almost straight away. Next up, I mean I could have got him, but next up, work my way down here. Fisher on Warcry, as I said, it affects, Warcry affects bosses, Olexra's doesn't affect all bosses, so trigger Warcry near a boss. If it's the only target around, Fisher will appear underneath it and a way to go, and it's 100% chance on attack, so it turns Warcry into a flipping death dealing machine. That's buffing elemental damage, as is that. I'm close to being able to get that. I've got 18 green, I've got 9 purple, so I'm going to use these notes up here. I'll claim them back later. I'll grab that purple thing and then I can start pumping points into that. Because in my opinion, the earlier you get your active skills working, the better, because then they start leveling up. And they level up from XP that you gain. They don't level up from being used, but you have to have them active and attached to a skill that you are using. And then whenever you gain XP from killing things or quests or whatever, they will gain XP and they will level up. So the earlier you get them, the sooner they're going to get powered right up and maxed out. I mean, that thing's already on level 7 out of 20. That thing's already on level 9 out of 20. And first one I started putting points to is a 13 out of 25. Cracking. Overall rating of this so far, Barrel of Laughs, how's it going to fare in Elite? Probably be okay. It looks absolutely brilliant. Let's have a look at her in the main menu. That weapon just looks awesome. It's a scepter thing, but it's the right way. It's not glowing or anything, but it's just brilliant. The shield's great. They've got a great effect going on that. It looks like some kind of melted metal thing going on. It's brilliant. I think the helmet and the shoulders sort of work together-ish. They don't look like they're from the same set, but they work. And the clothes are kind of okay. Overall, loving it. Thank you for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed that one. I'll be back soon with this. I know I went off on a bit of a tangent from the Elementalist and other stuff, but this took over my gaming interest on Grim Dawn because it's such fun to play. See you soon in the next video.